Looking to buy a new trailer? We've got two for you to think about. Top Gun Customs is going to lift our Dodge 2500 diesel with a new short adjustable control arm. Tommy shows us a waterless cooling system. That's right, waterless. And more coming up on this episode of Performance TV.
Welcome to Performance TV. You know, a lot of folks have uses for trailers, but they don't have a place to store them. What we have here is a neat trailer that we're going to be able to put right up against the wall. Don, thanks for joining us from Fold and Store Trailer. This trailer can hold a lot of weight, but not take up a lot of space.
That's right, Kathy. This trailer folds up into a nice, neat footprint that you can store at the front of your garage, the side of your garage, and still put your vehicle in.
Okay, so I'm trying to picture how we're going to fold all this up. Can we go ahead and kind of do this here? Okay.
You take the pins out for me.
All right, take them out here in the back. Okay,
and the front gate
pop this off.
ramp pops up, lifts out. Thank you.
Now, does the trailer come with, just as we see here?
The side kit and the ramps are an option. You can order with the trailer.
Tell me a little bit about the construction of our trailer.
It's a welded steel construction trailer. We use a 125,000 tube. It's all welded. It's got a primer coat and a top coat painted, so it's a very durable finish, meant to last for years and years.
Slide that right in there.
Just slide that right in there.
There we go.
And now if you'll just let me grab the piece on the front, pull the pin out. I just take it, wheel it back into spot.
Well, it has a wheel on the bottom then, so it kind of helps you. How much space
Stand it up into place.
are we talking that we would need here to store this trailer?
The trailer's 24 inches deep.
Okay. And width-wise, over?
67.5 inches.
And of course, we see it comes with lights. We have our side markers, hauls up to 1,650 pounds. And be able to store it like this. This is great.
Pull your vehicle in front of it.
So if we wanted to find out more, we could just check out the website, and this is pretty cool. I want to tell you what, this isn't the only trailer these folks have. Motorcycle enthusiasts, we've got something that you're going to want to check out right now. Now, this is a motorcycle owner's dream for hauling your bike. And Emmerich, go ahead and pull that bike on here. A lot of folks sometimes a little leery about loading up a bike on a motorcycle trailer. And the biggest problem is you normally can't put your feet down, Emmerich. This is sweet.
Yeah, I'm under 5'9" and I have no problems with this.
Now this is a Stinger trailer, correct?
It's a Stinger folding motorcycle trailer.
Folding motorcycle trailer. We'll get to that here in just a second. But one of the coolest things, though, you're close to the ground. You're able to keep your feet. You don't feel like you're going to fall, be able to tilt. I see we have an adjustable chalk here for all different sizes of bikes.
That's correct.
Now I saw how quick you got it up here and easy. Can you unload it just as simple?
No problem.
Okay. And this trailer is legal in all 50 states. They have thought about everything. It has all LED lights. You've even got little side marker LEDs on the front and on the rear. Plus, they've got some nice non-slip stuff here, and as we mentioned, it folds up.
And we have a special attachment in the front that gives it lateral stability.
Okay.
For when you're going down the road.
Just do that. And it just accordions together.
Then you're done. You can push it wherever you want.
Okay.
You can also store it upright.
Flip it up?
On the end of it, right against the wall, but then you want to strap it against the wall so it won't be able to fall over.
What lengths can we go to and what weight?
You can go up to 103.5 inches right now and 1,771 pounds. So it'll take any bike no matter what you have on it. All the pieces on the bike are powder coated and cut with lasers.
Hey, check this out and so much more. Just hop on their website and we will have more for you up next here on Performance TV.
This episode of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool, Genie Hitch, towing made easy, Z-Dog, forged in quality, made in the USA, and by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Welcome back to Performance TV. So many folks have pickup trucks. You know what? You can do so many things to them to beef them up, make them better, have a lot more fun with them, and that's what we're going to do here today with Tom joining us here from TGC Suspension Systems. Tom, you've got some brand new products here, and we're installing on this truck.
That's right. We're going to take our new short adjustable control arm from 0 to 5-inch lifted trucks that we're going to be putting on this Dodge 2500 diesel.
You know, why would someone want to do something like this?
Well, a lot of the problems you have with the Dodge construction is on the front control arms, they develop what they call a death wobble. Well, the death wobble is actually because the steel that is used work hardens over time, flexes, and twists. With our new short adjustable control arms that have a very heavy wall round stock on both upper and lower arms, we help eliminate that problem, give the truck a longer life, and move on from there.
And you guys have been around since 2003 with all kinds of things, but along with this new product, you have another one here that you've just come out with.
We do. We've taken our traditional ladder bar and we've actually laser engraved our name directly through it. So it's now three-dimensional. Now you can be proud of the parts that you own.
Not only that, but you could put some lights in there and kind of show it off a little bit too. But what we're going to show off today is what Tommy's already got started on back here on our truck.
We're going to replace the upper and lower control arms on this Dodge, and you can see how small the factory ones are. We're going to put on the beefier, stronger TGC upper and lower control arms. Tom, you got those ready for me?
Yeah, we've pre-measured them to their set height for the lifted truck, and they're ready to go on.
Those look a lot stronger to me.
Oh, they are.
That gets rid of the death wobble?
It does.
All right, now what do we want to do? We take the bottom one off first or top one? How do we want to start?
Well, we take the lower arm off first and then take off the upper arm so we have better access to the upper section when we put the new arms
All right, we'll grab a wrench, I'll grab the air gun, we'll get that bottom one off there. All right, right here. I sprayed these, loosen them up a little bit. All right, that one's out.
Just may want to give that one a little tap.
All right. We got a hammer just for that. There we go. All right. Save those pieces, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
There you go. There's the wrench for the backside. Ready?
Ready.
All right. You ready?
Ready.
Oh, that come right out of there.
Ready. Now you want to make sure that we save the bolts off of these because we are going to use them in the reinstall. You want to put the top in first because it makes it easier to access and get it fitted into position. And then come in where the lower will slide right in. Ready? And once you get all your bolts in, then you'll want to go back and re-torque and make sure you're into factory specifications.
You know, sometimes when you have the aftermarket stuff, it doesn't quite fit right, or anything. These slide right in the factory spots.
These do. These, and with the adjustments that you make on them, the truck handles much better. Like I say, you don't have the wobble in the front end. There you go.
All right, we got our cam in place. I'll put the nut on here.
And once we get this tightened up, this will make this suspension feel a lot better.
Now this truck's got a lift on it. What's that going to do? Is this going to help that lift a lot?
This is. It's going to help the lift and help keep that front end stable, especially since we've adjusted these bars to the 2.5 inches of lift that's on this vehicle.
All right, ready? All right, now all we got left to do is torque these, tighten our jam nuts, and we're done.
That's it.
Tell you what, these are going to make this truck perform a lot better, drive a lot better. Check them out, TGC Suspension Systems. We'll be right back with more Performance TV.
Time now for the OPGI restoration tip with George Lopez.
So one of the most frequently asked questions we get here at Richard Parts Group is, how do I replace my original ignition lock? And there is a trick to it, especially for the 1964 through 1968 dash-mounted locks, okay? It's very simple. Basically what you have to do is, you need the original key first of all, and you have to line up that hole you see on the lock there with the key in the accessory position. Now you do need something thin like this paper clip that I have here, or any kind of piercing tool you have in your toolbox will also work. So with that lined up to accessory, you put the paper clip in the hole and you feel for a plunger. There's a little copper plunger in there. Once you push that down, you twist and the lock comes out. Okay. Now, by doing this, it is the only way this bezel is going to be removed. Without removing the lock first, the bezel will not come out. Now, we have a tool for the bezel also. We do sell this here in our catalog. It is a ignition nut removal tool, okay? This ignition nut removal tool is specifically made for these bezels. They have 3 prongs on them, just like the 3 cutouts on the side of the bezel here. And it's basically to eliminate any kind of damage, marring, scratching that would happen to your bezel by using tools like pliers or needle nose or anything like that. And that is how you remove your ignition switch, to either replace the switch or replace the lock. Now, if you do not have your original key on this replacement, the original lock will have to be destroyed for that to be removed. But other than that, that is the way you do it. For more questions on these type of parts, visit our website and our catalog at opgi.com.
Performance TV, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Performance TV. On this segment, we're going to convert our Corvette over from a water and antifreeze-based coolant system to the Evans waterless coolant system. What exactly is waterless coolant? Well, while I continue to drain the radiator in the block, let's check in with Kathy and learn more.
Well, Tommy, unlike with my top dragster where I'm not running anything for a coolant or any water, Mike joining us from Evans Waterless, this is actually a liquid we're going to put in even though it's waterless.
Correct. A lot of people think waterless means liquidless, when in fact it is a liquid, as you can see.
It looks like our apple juices.
It does, but don't mistake it for apple
No.
juice. The big difference with Evans is that it has a boiling point of 375 degrees. That's about 100 degrees or more higher than a water-based coolant.
Absolutely.
And what that means is it won't turn to vapor, and it won't build pressure. So you will never have a vapor barrier between the liquid and the metal. That's important because you always maintain liquid to metal contact, maintaining good heat transfer, especially at the higher temperatures where it matters the most. The other important aspect of Evans is it avoids corrosion, it avoids electrolysis, keeping your metal temperatures under control, and protecting your metals for the life of the engine.
Well, I see that we need to start off with a prep fluid first before we get into installing the actual product, and it looks like Tommy's just about ready for that.
Good, great.
I've got all the water and antifreeze drained out of the radiator and the engine, and now I'm ready to put in the Evans waterless coolant. Mike, have you got me some coolant? Let's put this in here.
Well, actually, Tommy, not quite ready to do that yet, because gravity only does so much. We've got to force out the remaining coolant with high volume air. We blow it through the radiator, through the thermostat hose back into the radiator, and through the block to force remaining coolant through the system.
It's probably in the little cavities and the areas that wouldn't drain out of there.
A lot of residual coolant resides in all those areas. And remember, Evans is a waterless coolant. We want to keep it that way. So it's important to do a thorough job when you're removing all the coolant from the system.
Right. How much water can be in there?
You want your conversion to be under 3% in the end.
All right, so it's going to take a little blowing, get it all out of the cavities.
Take a little blowing, yeah.
Make sure it's all out of there.
Exactly.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Mike, we've blown out of our system, got it all out of everywhere, all the cavities. Now we're ready to put it in?
Not yet. Still one more thing to do. We've got to add some Evans prep fluid to make sure we flush out all the remaining coolant. There's still a little bit that resides in there, so we want to make sure we can flush it out with this. This will absorb the water, flush out any loose particles, corrosion, and so on.
Kind of a clean and drying at the same time.
Exactly. So what we want to do is fill the system with prep fluid, then run it through for about 10 or 15 minutes with the heat on to make sure it gets through the entire cooling system and mixes and enables it to absorb all the remaining coolant.
We'll pour it in there. Let's get busy. I'm anxious. I want to see how this works, but it's a neat little funnel you got there. I like it.
Yeah.
You pour any angle, whatever you want. So once we get this in, we'll fire it up, run it, get it all out of there. Then we'll drain the prep fluid after that.
You're right. You want to drain the prep fluid out, but also it's The prep fluid is compatible with the coolant, so any residual prep fluid that remains.
Right, we won't have to blow it out
compatible.
again. Once we do that, we'll just drain it out and then we're good to go.
Yeah, you want to blow out a little bit just to make sure you don't have a higher amount of prep fluid than you need to.
We put our prep in, we ran our engine for about 10 minutes, we drained it out, and Mike, there's some pretty graphic results.
Yes, you can see how important it is to use the prep fluid and how important it is to do a thorough job of blowing out. This is what the prep fluid looked like going in the system, and this is what it looked like coming out.
Yeah, so we flushed it all out, got it all cleaned out, and you can see we got some stuff out of there.
Well, there's always more coolant left in there than you think, and so it's really important to do a thorough job. Take your time, get the coolant out. There's always residual coolant in there. Again, you use the prep fluid, you flush out what's there, and you'll get rid of most of that water.
Okay, now, are we ready to put the Evans waterless coolant in?
Now we are.
All right, I'm ready. Let's dump this
right.
in. And it's a process, but it's going to pay off in the end, right?
You're right. You do this once, you never have to do it again, and you never have to worry about topping off because Evans won't evaporate because it's not going to reach its boiling point.
Once we get this all in, we'll test it then, see what the water content was, but I can't wait to get this in all my vehicles. Hey, stay tuned. We got more Performance TV after this.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by 3M. Science applied to life. Air Filter Blaster, the original and patented air filter blaster. American Car Craft, custom stainless steel accessories. And by Steel Rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping.
Was a four-door, we decided to turn it into a two-door sedan delivery style car. This car, it just screamed to have something different about it. We cut the trunk in half to change the big humpback. We cut the doors out, welded them shut, filled in the panels. We took all of the hinges off of the rear doors. We welded them shut, got it completely buttoned up. EJ fabricated the panels to fill in the window spaces, and then it was a lot of body work. Everything on it is painted with a copper flake. There isn't a part of the car that we haven't had our hands on and done something different in our style with. We had the motor running, I think that was Sunday before we got the body dropped on Monday. And it is healthy. It is a very, very healthy beast. This car, we have 15 weeks. From a complete rust bucket until you see it today, we have 15 weeks. In my mind, the smallest details make the biggest difference. From the emblems and refurbishing the emblems to making new emblems and just having every bit of the color and every inch of the car flow from front to back and making sure that all of the design kind of goes together.
Welcome back to Performance TV. We've come across a very innovative line of products today that are going to help you take care of all different kinds of problems. Ed joining us here with Rust Freeze. We're going to talk about this one right away. This is going to stop rust dead in its tracks. Now, how does this product work, Ed?
Well, it's a binary product. There's an A and a B. You mix them together. This is a product that penetrates to about 2 mils into the metal, and it, as you say, will stop rust in its tracks.
We see some different examples here of where it's been applied, the different ways to apply it, the thickness. Kind of go into that for us, Ed.
Well, you can see here, this is on raw steel, and this is just 2 coats that have been put on raw steel.
It's really shiny.
Yeah, you can actually paint right over it.
Okay.
This is a very heavily rusted surface. We put it on as thin as we possibly can in all applications. We put this on here, and as you can see, it just loves the rust. It just crept all the way to the back.
Yeah,
here.
that's kind of amazing that you only put it on the one side, but we see it come clean through over here.
Right,
now that is really rusted.
Yeah, and here you can see here, we took a 1-inch brush and we did just 1 inch on the top. We set that down, and in 40 minutes, it's soaked all the way through.
Hey, you mentioned about putting it on very thin. Is that very important?
Yeah, this product, more is not better. You want it as thin as possible, and when you think it's thin it out more. Put it on as quickly or as thin as possible.
Kind of give us an idea of what you mean by thin.
Well, here we have 2 teaspoons that we've mixed up, and this will give you an idea of the product, how far it goes. This is just a raw piece of steel that we picked up. We haven't prepped it in any way or done anything with it, and you would just keep thinning this out and pushing this as far as you possibly can out onto this steel.
So that stuff goes a long way.
A long way. You just keep thinning it out The product cures very slowly. You can heat it to get it to cure faster, and our directions explain that, but in a 80 to 90 degree temperature, this would take a couple weeks to cure if you do not treat it, do not heat it.
Well, you know, this sounds, Ed, like a really good idea for someone, say, who's restoring a car or whatever, because there's a lot of areas in the seams, stuff like that, where you're not going to be able to get into to really do anything, but this product will help us out.
Absolutely. I've restored cars over the years, and this is a real problem. If you have a paint bubble that the rust has come through from the backside, you refinish that, it will come through again. If you take this and either apply the rust freeze from the backside, and if you can't get to the backside, just put it on that surface and it'll penetrate back through, then paint over it, or you know, prep it and paint over it. It seals it. You can also put it along all your seams, any places that you can't normally get to protect. This product will seep its way in there.
Well, that's absolutely awesome, and that's just one of our very many innovative products that we're checking out today, and Tommy has some that'll take care of some really pesky problems.
Well, one of those pesky problems are bugs splattered on your windshield. I'm with Tracy from Splat Bug Remover. Tracy, you have a product that'll take those bugs off the windshield without a lot of work.
I do. It's absolutely amazing product. It's completely biodegradable. You spray it on the bugs on your car, and you just wait about a minute, and we'll let that sit.
It'll help break them down. We can wipe them off.
It actually
What else
breaks.
you have? We got tar and paint. You know, you could overspray in your car. You think, oh my God, it's ruined. But you got something that'll take that off.
We have tar and tree sap remover that actually has some amazing properties. This is dried on tar, and it's been here, and we're just gonna, you can see it just wipes it right off.
Comes off, yeah. Because that can be a problem. You're driving down the highway, get tar splattered on your car. You think, oh, it's going to be a lot of work. You pour this on, let it sit, wipe it off, comes right off.
And just rub a little, and there it goes.
And overspray, I've seen cars with overspray on them before.
Right, usually you can't get that off. Here it just wipes right off.
Look at that.
And it will not remove the paint from your car.
That's easy. Now what about the bugs? We sprayed it.
Right.
Let's see the bugs. How easy do these come off?
All right, well, we have this great wiping cloth. Actually, that is a great partner to our product, but as you can see.
Oh, look at that. Bugs come right off the thing.
Just wipe right away.
Boy, this stuff works great. Check them out on their website, splatbugremover.com, or on Facebook. That's all the time we have this week on Performance TV. Be sure and check us out next week.